Hola amigos, hi friends, welcome back, bienvenidos. Today we are going to read the story called Iggy, Peck, Architect. Iggy, Peck, Architect. Interesting, what could the story be about? Well, his name is Iggy Peck and he is an architect. But let's see what kinds of buildings he creates. This story was written by Andrea, Beaty and illustrated by David Roberts. Let's see what our friend has to show us. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower only in an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. Good gracious, Ignatius, his mother exclaimed. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past and realized those diapers weren't clean. Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks. There's his tower with diapers and glue, and the mom does not like the smell of that. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. He made a sphinx out of dirt. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples, and temples from modeling clay. Very talented Iggy. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye, and out on the porch built the St. Louis arch from pancakes and coconut pie. He built an arch from pancakes. Lots of pancakes. Dear Ig had made it until 2nd grade when his teacher was Miss Leela Greer. On the very first day, she had this to say: "We do not talk of buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less. About buildings ancient or new." She said in her lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. How do you think Iggy feels that he can't talk or build any buildings when that's his favorite thing to do? That might seem severe, but she was sincere. For when she was no more than 7, she had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Leela got lost from the group. There's his teacher when she was little. She had a great fright on a big, big building. She was found 2 days later stuck in an elevator, eating cheese with a French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say, she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, or buts. So she didn't let any architecture or building talk in her classroom. As you might guess, it could cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk, but he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. "You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build it in here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal Howe?" Iggy Peck got in trouble for building on his desk. And his teacher said, "Take it down right now." "No, ma'am," Iggy said. He lowered his head. His heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now second grade was a bore. We couldn't build anymore, and he didn't like that. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. They're going on a little field trip to the river. They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a burbling stream. But they no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed, and Miss Leela Greer started to scream. We're trapped here, oh my! Alas, kids, goodbye! Her eyes rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound, luckily fainted, not dead. Uh-oh. The bridge collapsed, so now they can't get back. Do you think Iggy is going to help, since he is the architect? The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what to do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Leela's shoe. Soon each lad and lass there at Blue River Pass were working together as one. They're hatching a plan. They're going to make a plan all together working. And when she came to, Miss Leela Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces, and on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Boots, tree roots and strings, fruit roll-ups and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge dangling from the shoestring suspension. Look at the bridge that the students had built. Wow! It all became clear to Miss Leela Greer as she crossed that bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. There she is, imagining she's crossing a beautiful bridge. Now every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker in t-shirt and sneakers talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie, that brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. There's Iggy, giving lectures about buildings from all over the world. And he's a good artist, too. The end. Colorín colorado, este cuento se ha acabado. Thank you for reading with me. Gracias por leer conmigo. Adiós.